a sitting United States congressman, introducing a bill called the Protecting Puppies from Sharia Act. That's a real sentence that I just said. Those are real words. So let me give you the full picture of what's happening here. Republican Randy Fine, the Republican of Florida, fresh off finding the Spanish language personally offensive, posted on social media that he would take a dog over a Muslim. And of course, the post went viral, Democrats calling him out everywhere, Hakeem Jeffries calling him an Islamophobic bigot, Gavin Newsom asking for him to resign. Fine's response wasn't to apologize, it was to introduce legislation. The bill called Protecting Puppies from Sharia Act. It would block federal funding from any area that prevents individuals from owning dogs. So Fine has 4 co-sponsors here in this weird legislation: Brandon Gill of Texas, Chip Roy of Texas, Mary Miller of Illinois, and Keith Self of Texas. The bill text states, and I am quoting this directly, Sharia law is a foreign concept that is against the pursuit of happiness. Now let me be clear, there's no place in the United States where it's illegal to own a dog in public areas. Not one. The bill is solving a problem that doesn't exist. Fine's justification for all of this was a screenshot that he posted of an anti-Israel activist named Nardine Kiswani, who wrote that dogs are unclean and indoor pets are not permitted under Islamic law, according to him. That's one person's social media post, not a law, not a policy. It's not a regulation. It's just a social media post from a private citizen. The First Amendment at work. If Kiswani wants to practice religion by not owning a dog, fantastic. Of course, now Congress is writing legislation in response to this social media post from a private citizen over whether or not dogs should be indoors. And look, let's talk about what this bill really is. It's a political document designed to force Democrats into a trap, a PR trap. And Fine said it himself, quote, "All the Democrats have criticized me, and not a single one has said, I promise I will never let anyone take your dogs away. You know why? Because they don't want to offend those who do." It's outrage bait. Nothing more. Introduce a bill that no one can be against on its face, but attach a discriminatory comment about a religious group to that threat, and then call anyone who questions it a defender of that group. Using dogs and religion, a religion practiced by a quarter of the global population, as a political pawn. And Fine, he knows this bill's not going anywhere. It's not serious. It's a fundraising email and a talking point, dressed up in official congressional stationery. And here's the part where I get really pissed off. I mean, absolutely pissed. When Randy Fine is out here writing Protecting Puppies from Sharia Act, here's what's actually happening to dogs in America under this administration. DOGE cut staffing at the USDA. The USDA, agency that inspects dog breeding and dog food, under the Animal Welfare Act. Fewer inspectors means fewer inspections. The dogs at risk right now are the ones being born right now in unregulated breeding operations, and they just lost their federal oversight. If Fine wants to protect puppies, there's a bill he could write right there. It just wouldn't come off with a press release about Muslims or Sharia law. Look, there's a version of the Republican Party that used to at least pretend that the culture war was incidental at least to governance. What Fine did is the complete opposite. He started with the message. He wanted to say that he preferred dogs over Muslims because he's a disgusting human, and he wanted to distract from getting slapped down over his Bad Bunny complaints to the FCC. And then he worked backwards to find a legislative vehicle that lets him say it even louder with an official congressional number attached to it. The bill won't pass, we know that. The problem that it addresses doesn't exist. And the 4 co-sponsors represent a tiny slice of the Republican conference that has just decided provocation is part of their job. And every hour that Congress spends on protecting puppies from Sharia is an hour not spent on something else more important. Hit subscribe because I am sure this story is not done.
A corrupt congressman, his faithless henchwoman. Together they've sold justice to the highest bidder. But when a boy's death threatens their empire, they'll lie, bribe, kill to keep their secrets buried. Only one man remembers, and this time, the system's fixers are the ones getting fixed. A Death in Arcadia. Every secret has a price,